This program is sponsored by CH Travel and Tours.
Hello there, you are welcome to another insightful but exciting episode of Good Morning Tourism right here on CHTV with me, Erica Minta Ohene. We are about to hit on a very sensitive topic. Kindly do stick and stay with us. We'll go for a quick turn. After that, we'll dive straight into the conversation. You're welcome back from that quick turn. If you just tuned in, this is Good Morning Tourism right here on CHTV. In fact, we have here with us our regular Nana Baswa Boache. I always say, Nana, I have to read your profile. So, Nana Baswa Boache, who is the president of Society of African Travel Advisors, the CEO of BT Express Services, and the former country director of American Society of Travel Advisors. My immediate right, I have here with me Esquire Kojo Jemfibons, who is a lawyer, and then he's with Sundown Legal Services. You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We are about to touch on a very sensitive topic today: accidents at tourist sites. When we say accidents at tourist sites, what comes in mind? Okay,
so let me say a very good morning to our cherished viewers and listeners. So we are happy to be back on this channel once again to discuss a very important topic like relating to accidents on our various tourist sites in Ghana. And for that matter, maybe we can extend it to other jurisdictions. Okay, so this is very, very, very important because previously we have discussed that tourism is very important to the socio-economic development of every country. And so it is an area that we need to protect if we want to attract more people into the sector, in the industry. So when you hear accidents, what comes to mind? Accident at a destination. Let me quickly say that when we say a destination, we are not only talking about where the tourism itself is located, but it can be there. It may not be the tourist site. For instance, Ghana is a tourist destination. So whatever happens, accident, whatever it is, when it happens in Ghana, we say accident in tourist destination with respect to Ghana. And Kintampo is a tourist destination. So if accidents happen in Kintampo, whether at the tourist site itself or the Kintampo town or its enclave, you say accident happened in Kintampo, which affects the tourist destination. So I need to make that distinction. So it means that accidents can affect tourism in its entirety. Because you see, tourism is about movement of people from their own abode to another destination. Do you understand? There's the definition of tourism to spend about 24 hours at a destination that qualifies as tourism. So the point is, what would motivate another person to move from his house and say, I want to go and visit the site? So for instance, if there's a regular armed robbery attack on a particular tourist site, would you be attracted to that destination? Would you? So accident is one area. When people are dying, when people are sustaining various kind of injuries, would people be motivated to come to the destination? It's not. So I feel that accidents per se is a very important matter that should be addressed by either the government or its related agencies, especially if they want to promote what we call tourism growth in the country. But with respect to the local, then we are talking about the movement between the country from Kumasi to Paga, or from Techiman to Kintampo, or Nkranza to Accra, or what have you. These are the things. You can see, and it is so clear, that the road network that we have in the country, it is the road network that leads to all these tourist destinations. our road network are so deplorable. I went to court at Suhum. When I go to Pokuase and just looking at the cars, oncoming cars and all, I realized that I couldn't drive. So I had to park my car elsewhere, and then I picked a public transport for almost 3 hours between Pokuase to Suhum. Hitherto is about 45 minutes drive, but I spent over 3 hours. So when roads are deplorable, who will be motivated to travel even internally? It is not good. And this deplorable state contributes to the accident that we have in the country. Recently, we recall the road accident that led to the death of about 16 children. Do you understand? I don't know what the purpose of their travel was, but I'm saying that, assuming it was an excursion or a tourism-related activity that they were going to do, would that motivate other persons to carry on tourism activities? No. So the road network that we have in our country affects the tourism that we want to develop. So I think, fortunately for us, that we have not seen so much serious accidents at various tourist sites. If you look at their history, sometimes it's just slippery of something, maybe canopy walkway breaks down and what have you, but you don't recall casualties from there. So that is there. But I'm looking at all the ancillary issues that can affect the tourism. So I'm saying that other causes that affect tourism may be this armed robbery. Armed robbery is key. I travel through Accra to Sekende very often, and at midnight. And there's a history. If you sit in a public car, they will tell you that armed robbers attack people here, armed robbers attack people there on the road. So if tourists are attacked by armed robbers, and these are recorded in the tourism guide, it won't motivate people to even travel within internal arrangement. Do you get it? So what I'm saying is that, yes, tourism we need to protect, but these kind of issues in terms of accidents, robberies, and what have you, they do affect the tourism that we have, and people are scared to travel from one place to the other. Do you understand? Just for tourism, because it wouldn't make sense for anybody to travel overnight to Bupe in the night only to be attacked.
Because I mean, no one would want to
So
go through that.
In Ghana here, we don't really have the rail system. You know, the trains do not work in Ghana. Elsewhere in Europe and other places, you know that is the derailment of rails and what have you. But we don't record that in here because we don't have it. What we have mostly is by the road. And we record a lot of road fatalities that we record per annum in Ghana.
Especially on the Accra-Kumasi
I tell you.
And the Temamoto Way.
I tell you. The fatalities, the number of people who die out of accidents vis-a-vis those who sustain various kinds of injuries within the year is unimaginable. So these things will affect people. If you don't have a business doing in Accra and it's just about going to see Independence Square, why do you come to Accra? Only to come and sustain injury or to come and die? No. So I believe that we need to improve our road network.
We need to improve. I'll come back to you so you tell us how we need to improve, okay? Nana, accidents at tourist sites.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the causes aside what council said?
Okay. First of all, apart from water-related drawing stops, you have like floor slippery. Guests can slip on the floor, wet floors. Also illness, food illness.
Yeah.
If the food served at the restaurant or at the hotels can also cause an accident. Then again, people who are staying in hot rooms can even feel burns because hotel provide hot taps. So if the person doesn't know, and open the hot tap.
Okay, so when we say accidents, it cuts across.
Cuts across.
It's not like necessarily mean you are getting accidents by road.
Not by road alone. We have road accidents as well. That one we can prevent by, tying the roads to the tourism site.
Yeah.
To make sure all roads leading to the tourism site upgraded and tied. That one, the solution for that.
Yeah.
And then there are different accidents occur during the stay or the journey. That's why I mentioned these slips and slaps on hotel areas and that kind of stuff. So it's important to put on precautions when we are doing all these steps. I quite remember when I went to US last month, and then the cleaner was cleaning the floor. He just put on a caution sign for the rest of the people who stay in that hotel to take note on that.
Yeah.
The floor is wet. But here in Ghana, when the cleaners are cleaning our floors, do they put on any sign or?
Some do,
but
in some offices.
But how many? Just a few. Just the larger ones like Kimpiski, Moving Pay,
the big.
Accra Hotel, that kind of stuff. They do these stuffs. But the rest of them, ask yourself, how many of them even do this? And even the staffs who are serving, the housekeepers, can easily also take up occupational accident. That one is also there. So when we talk about tourism accident, it entails a lot. But these are the major ones daily, you meeting them daily. So you need to put on the safety measures are that the hoteliers, they know all these things. So they need to put in place. Yeah. That's the hotelier side.
Yes.
And then on the car rental side, those cars taking tourists on board, they need to make sure the car maintenance culture is up to date. And then when it comes to the road proper, the government of the day, I'm not talking about government like NDC in government, MPP in government, but I'm talking about the Ghanaian government in place.
Yes.
The government of the day need to make sure all roads leading to tourism sites are well catered for, because that's where the revenue will come from. If our roads are very good, and you also make sure our journey are efficient and effectively, we can go and come back early. Because based on the accident that you are talking about, if you're able to fix it, it helps us as a citizen of this country. But if you are not able to fix it, look at number of deaths that you can record within a period of a year. It will vary huge. Like lawyer was trying to give numbers that if you do look at the data of fatal road accident per annum by Ghana Police Service through the motor unit, if you are able to go through their data, it tells you that the numbers are very high. Those who are dying through accident, motor accident throughout the year are very high. Some of them are traveling for excursion, some of them are traveling for domestic tourism. But there are different components here. When you talk about excursion, it's a day trip, a return trip. But domestic tourism is when a person refers to a person traveling in own country and spending a number of days. They can even stay longer at one destination from their abode of place that they live. So all these things need to be checked so that the life is precious. So let us keep everything to make sure you protect life and property. Because at the end of the day, if something happens to a facility, they are losing something in terms of finances, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of, put up their house in order, they are losing something. So all these things is important for us to acknowledge that we need to do something about it. And then it calls for approach between the private and the public for us to put our house together. So the government needs to check those who have facilities. Do they have up to standard operational requirement as being required by the responsible authority like GTA? Do they have this requirement in place? Do they have this? Because when you are going for a license, a lot of a questionnaire that they will ask you to go through to provide the necessary needs for you to be certified as a 2-star, as a 5-star, as a 3-star, as a 4-star hotel. All these things are in place. GTA have officers who are catering for all these stuff. But it's also important for us to acknowledge as citizens to take the precaution upon ourselves visiting these facilities. We need to make sure that you first protect yourself before somebody going to protect you. So the responsibility is that it's between the private and public. So what the government needs to do, government should ensure that he is doing the best that he can do to serve the people. And then the private owners also need to put in place the necessary steps so that we also devote ourselves from accident. And then we, the citizens who are using these facilities, need to also protect ourselves, not getting ourselves into these minor accidents that can cost our lives.
So how can tourists also do that to prevent these accidents at the tourist sites?
It's left to those officers at GT to monitor all these facilities. Are they doing the right thing? Do they have the right logistics in place to operate? All this is something that you cannot, walk over. We need to look at it. How is it? Not that we are going to favor them. No, it's a system that we are trying to do monitoring and evaluation and see that those who have been given licenses to them, they normally do. I believe GT have staffs who are carrying this at various, but it's a human institution and anything can happen over there. So I'm just appealing to them. At the end of the day, the best thing must be done as a country so that we can even forge our head in a unity form that will allow people outside to know that, let me travel to Ghana. Because all these things, when we send a bad name outside, it does not argue well for the country in terms of tourism. The name gets outside and it's not a good name. All that we are doing becomes standstill. We are trying our best to promote the country, but you are appealing to authorities and those who are in charge, those who are responsible for all these things, to get our acts together so that at the end of the day, Ghana will be free from this minor accident.
So aside the authorities putting measures in place and all that, what can we, the tourists, those visiting the places, how can we?
Like I said earlier, when we get to a place or when you are going to a place, be cautious of yourself. It's important. I'm a traveler. I'm traveling to, let's say, Kou, okay, and it is raining. Nobody needs to tell me that I should halt my travel, because if you look at the Kou Mountain, both left and right, there are a lot of trees over on the roadside, and nobody needs to, like lawyer said earlier, Kintampo is a freak of trees that fell on these 20 young people. The trees around the stream that fell on them. It is a natural disaster, and when it's raining heavily like that, it was not like it was raining scanty. No, it was a heavy downpour. So nobody needs to tell you that take precaution of the weather. We need to advise ourselves as well, as travelers, as tourists.
Some people are adamant. So don't you think there's the
and
need
that's why
for public
important.
education?
Those who are sending them to the tourist site need to advise. Like me, for instance, if I'm send you to my guests or my clients to a tour site, and then looking at the weather, and the weather is not favorable, I need to advise my client because of this environmental hazard that can happen to us. You can do this, and another time go for this itinerary or activity, because you build itinerary for them for the daily activities, and then the tour guide will hold your activities, send them out. But to me, always I'm constant with my client, whether on the trip or after the trip or before going. I give a lot of orientation to my client. If you see this kind of stuff, do that. If you see this, do this. If you see this, so it's like you also have responsibility as a tour operator or a tour guide. You have responsibility that you need to do, because not just that you are taking somebody's money, then you send the person to a tour site. No, it's your responsibility to make sure. I'm using the word to make sure your client is in the safe hands, because as a tour operator, we need come again visitor. When the person goes safely and arrive home safely, he will come back. But when a person has a bad name or anything happens, that's not a good name for Ghana. Trust me, the person will not come back again. So all the time, we need to promote come back again visitors, so that they will send a good name to people out there for them also to visit. In doing that, we are increasing travel around us.
Doing that.
Just let me add something to
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
I talked about the carnages on our roads.
Yeah.
The number of people who suffer. So let me just give you this statistics. That in 2023,
2023.
this one is the MTTD report for 2023.
All right.
Only in 2023, recorded 14,135 accidents 1 year.
Wow.
And out of this, we recorded 2,276 deaths.
Dead.
And then we also recorded 15,409 injuries at various levels. Do you understand? So it means that this statistic is scary. Okay? If any reasonable traveler who want to visit a site and not to buy for or engage in any other trading activities that will bring money to himself, you following these statistics will not be encouraged to travel.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because why? The roads are not good. Where the roads are good, there are no road signs. At some instances, they may have constructed a new road,
Yeah.
and for 1 year or more, there are no road signs. And when you are driving, everybody drives the way he or she intends. And that contributes to accidents, especially at night.
Yeah.
Even in Accra here, when you drive at night, check, where do you have lights? Street light? Do you have street light?
Not everywhere.
So if you don't have street light even in Accra, few places. Malam to, that's my route. Malam to Tema. Look at this route. Which route in Ghana is better than Malam to but there's not a single light. Few ones intermittently you find at La Paz or somewhere, Joru Junction. But on the motorway, there's not a single light. So all these things can lead to what? Accidents. So if you compare it, you want to compare it. Somebody is traveling at night from Accra to Kumasi. There's no light nowhere. But Nana has traveled extensively. He knows that interconnecting cities, right? Interconnecting cities where they have good roads, they are lights at night, whether there's a town or not. You have light, the lights are there. But here, even in towns, there are no lights. So I think some of these things affect the tourism experience. And lastly, you see, Nana mentioned about this rental car, those who send people around and all those things. What is their driving qualification? I'm not talking about academic, I'm talking about driving qualification. Yeah. We know, despite the strict system in acquiring licenses here in Ghana, people hold licenses who cannot drive or may not have met the relevant requirement. I want to agree that either GTA or whatever, Ghana Tour Operators Association, whatever, should ensure that even those with renters, they are certified drivers. Okay, so you don't just bring license D from DVLA and because of that you give you a car to drive, or because you are carrying visitors, you are carrying people.
We keep saying GTA. Don't you think the practitioners also should be involved in this?
Yes.
Nana?
You know something? It depends on the company that is carrying that into the day. To me, if I'm hiring a car, I first of all certify for the licenses given by GTA. I look at your license because I know GTA has requirement that before you be given a car rental license, you meet a certain requirement. So once you have a GTA license, it tells me that you are okay with me. And then, but you're on the roadside, it left my tour guide or myself to make sure that you are in safe hands. Because when you are traveling, anything can happen. So I looked at the way that you drive your car on the roadside, the way you behave towards my clients and stuff like that. These are all questionnaires that I put myself through.
You do that.
I do that. And
do some of your people do that?
Some of my people also do that. And then these are the
so you see, Nana should know that this one, it should be a standard assessment for everybody, all operators.
Yeah. The way
you will do the right thing.
I take note on that. The way you talk, because my clients are precious to me. They are my gold. So if I misbehave, they will never come back. They will Nana, have come back visitors.
We all can attest to the fact that out of 10 practitioners, only 2. It is only 2 who do this assessment and then this stuff.
I'm talking about myself, but I don't know others. But I believe that those who are having come again visitors, they do that. That's why their customers are still coming.
So what would you tell your fellow practitioners?
What I would tell my fellow practitioners, we are professionals. Let's make sure that you evaluate and monitor our processes, our activities when we are on board of our tourists. Because visiting a tourist site is a tedious work.
Yeah.
And don't leave it to tour guide alone. You to stay at your office and receive information from your tour guide. Time has come for you to get yourself through. You can visit your guests whilst on their journey, or you can choose to go with them with the journey. That's why that you have a tour guide who is guiding them throughout the activities. And people prefer to stay in their office and receive the report from tour guides. People will be on board with their tourists to the destinations. People will also like to receive one way halfway the other, visit them one day and then come back to their office. It depends on the person.
And what do you think is the best?
The best is that you get yourself involved daily. Because through you that they are here in Ghana, because of you that you are here in Ghana. So you need to get in touch with them daily. You need to assess daily activities from them. So when things are not getting done the way that you want it, you can easily make amends. Because when they are on their journey and something happens, you are the first point of call that they will need to call your attention that this has happened. So when you are in touch with them through your tour guide, you can even see what is going on there. And then make sure that the information that you are getting is credible information, because you are dealing with personalities, at times different cultural background, with white people, with red people, Jamaicans, black, here and there, Asians, depending on the race that you are dealing with. You need to make sure that you are providing international acceptable standards of service, because you are offering the service. So the service that you are offering is not up to international standard. Bet me, you will never receive their comments about your company. And then, bet me, they are going to advise their people or their friends, their family ones, loved ones, never to, approach your service. And these are all things that you need to know as practitioners. That is important. It's very much important to ask, to make sure our guests are the ones who give us food on our table.
Exactly.
So once they are paying for their service, the service that they are paying is not for free. They are paying for it. So make sure you give them quality service, international acceptable service. Not just that they are here, I can do anything. No, it doesn't go that way. Tourism is a serious business.
These are beautiful proposals that you are making.
Yeah,
and I'm suggesting that it should not be a personalized standard.
But what should it be?
The industry must set the standard and ensure that practitioners will follow the standard.
I think I agree with you.
Do you get it? So if you have the requirement there, like Ghana Standard Authority, they have a way of checking standard, isn't it?
Exactly.
So once in a while, you can badge in and see whether the practitioners are following the standard that you have set for yourself.
Because if you leave it for them, some will
will do it, someone will not do it.
Exactly.
Okay, because one bad thing will affect the entire industry.
Yes, it's true. I agree with you 100%. But that's why it's important for the industry to have a code of practice and a code of ethics,
Yes.
and then a code of conduct.
Exactly.
When all this
But is there not something like that?
Well, it's difficult for me to say it here because, if you don't have three ingredients, the code of conduct, the code of ethics, and the code of practice, it becomes cumbersome. Why? Because based on the code that allow you to practice, based on the code allow you to act, and based on the code allow you to operate. So if we're having these codes together, the 3C codes, we call it 3C codes. If you're having them together, it allows you to become a professional. Because every professional person would like to go through these courses in handling your visitors during travel and then disembarkation to their country. These are very much important because taking people on a trip, they are not Ghanaians, especially if you are taking foreigners who are not Ghanaians. They don't have relatives here. The responsibility is now on you.
Exactly.
For you to make sure, one, their safety. Once they are foreigners, when something get or touch them, it will get to the foreign press.
Yeah.
And it will send a wrong signal to the rest of the world that Ghana is not safe. So once a visitor, a traveler, or your customer is here with you, do everything within your powers and service to make sure you are doing the right thing. Because you are not doing it for yourself alone. You are doing it for God and country. Exactly. And for that matter, if you are not doing it right, and you got it wrong, you are trying to somersault the whole country tourism into a beach. And that's what I'm promoting to other colleagues, to make sure when they have clients, when they have travelers in their disposal, they should make sure they become professionals. Not just saying of their a word of mouth. No.
They should show action. Thank you.
Sure.
Please, I'm not cutting you short. Let's go for a quick turn. When I come back,
Sure,
the place is all heated already. So I know you viewers at home are watching and then you are so excited. You are learning. It is getting heated up here. So we'll go for a quick turn. After that, we are bringing you more information about accidents at tourist sites. You are welcome back to Good Morning Tourism right here on CHTV. In fact, if you just tuned in, you've missed a lot because the place was heated. So, Council, let me come to you.
Yes.
We are looking at impacts of tourism, domestic tourism actually, impacts.
Right.
So let's look at some of the economic impacts.
When we say domestic tourism, we are talking about the travels, okay, by citizens within the same country. Okay, so for instance, if I travel from here to Tamale and spend more than 24 hours in Tamale, it is termed as a domestic tourism, whether it is for education, whether it is for health, whether it is for sightseeing, what have you, okay? Or even it's just a relative visit. Once you are spending more than 24 hours at a destination, then it is classified as a domestic tourism. So that is it. So the question is it important? What is the impact of domestic tourism that we have? You see, what we know about tourism in general is that one, it raises revenue, two, it creates employment, and it brings the identity, culture, what have you of the people and all those things. So with this in mind, I think that the domestic tourism, first and foremost, is about the revenue generation. Because in visiting the people, the cars that we are sending, they are paying toll. I'm told they are going to have a new system of tolling, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so they are paying toll, they are paying taxes, they are paying this to increase revenue. Do you understand? That is what is very important to the tourism industry. Do you understand? Again, when the people get to the destination, look at the expenses that we make. Somebody will buy yogurt, you buy ice water,
Plantain
buy
chips.
plantain chips, buy all these things at the destination. Okay, and you increase the internal economic activity.
We forgot Kosiane Meko. We forgot Kosiane Meko.
So you see that people buy Kosiane Meko
Meko
a lot, especially in buses or in. You see
Exactly.
that the egg sellers will rush to the people, and this one,
Kosiane
mommy,
Meko, and then do you know when you eat one, hide your money.
So you see, all these things are the importance of tourism at the destination. One other key importance, you see, if you look at the economic activity within the country, drivers, they flourish with passengers. Restaurants, they flourish with guests, people who come to and the hotels, they also flourish with people who come to the destination. But you see, it is not every hotel that targets international travelers. Yes, you pick the notable hotels, that is for this. But there are other small hotels within towns that are actually meant for the ordinary traveler, the Ghanaian traveler. So it is the domestic travels that sustains businesses like this. Look at if you are in Tamale and you have to move from one place to maybe it's a taxi or Pragia or a motorbike. These activities are usually not used by the foreign travelers. But this activity must be sustained. Taxis and motorbikes, they must be sustained. So when more people visit their destination, they improve or increase some of these activities. And this one will boost the economy of the local people. So domestic activity, we cannot run away from it. It's very important. In fact, when COVID came and it halted all international travels in 2020, and even the next 2-3 years, tourism activities were not very active, especially foreign travels, because people were scared about transmission. What happened? Domestic tourism that sustained the industry. So it is very important when it comes to the economic activities of the country. And mind you, some of these hotels are also creating local employment. Okay, there are some communities with some sites and maybe are only patronized by local people. The foreigners have not identified or they don't like going there. What happened? It is these internal travels that will facilitate the sustainability of the site and boost the local economy. So I feel that domestic tourism in Ghana, with respect to revenues, with respect to employment, with respect to boosting the local economy, is very important when it comes to the tourism business that we have in the country.
Nana,
impacts
of domestic tourism.
First of all, like Council said, we need to understand the word domestic tourism before we can even strive on it, because it refers to a person traveling within his own country.
Exactly.
So departure and arrival happens at the same destination. It's not going outside, it's the same destination. So in this case, if you are a person want to travel on the countryside, whether for leisure, for business, for education, whatever it is, and then the person spend a number of days there, that means the person is embarking on domestic tourism. So one, the person wants to see something on the destination that is going. For instance, the person is going to my hometown, Kwamai. He wanted to see something there. So we need to improve upon infrastructure. That's one impact. Another thing, it builds the local economy, as Council earlier said. Not only the local economy, both local and national economy. Then third, it also enhances image of our cultural and heritage assets. For people, you promote it so people get to know it, so that it brings people to come and see it. Once you are promoting it, people
get
then
to know about it.
To know about it, and also reduce poverty and inequality in our society. So all these things sum up to promote domestic tourism as one of the tools in using to promote tourism. Because, for instance, a Ghanaian population of 34.43 million as at December 2024, and 1 million tourism arrival happened last year as from GTA report. If you have 10% or 20%, 10% of this population travel around countryside within Ghana, it means you're having 4.43%. That's 2,400,000 and something people traveling. Our economy will change overnight. And then it also improve the living standard of the people, because local artisans, vendors will get something doing to feed their family. So it also improve on quality life. It creates employment. It creates opportunity for people to navigate, reducing stress. So I will urge that domestic tourism has so many impacts, and therefore every Ghanaian need to embark on one-day journey, not just during your free period or your vacation period, no, but on weekends. You can embark on journey on Friday and return back to maybe Accra or Kumasi, Tamales on Monday to start your work. It gives you ample time for you to think over, and that's why it's important to acknowledge. When you're aging, you need to take the stress out of you. And in doing that, domestic tourism is the first medicine that you need to consult. Because after taking upon this journey, your stress will go down. Once you travel with your family, if you have a wife, you travel with your wife, if you have children, travel alongside your children, and you have a good sleep. So when you travel with your wife, you have a good sleep. Because you know the family budget, and then you cannot go beyond the budget. So embark on domestic tourism as a way of creating employment, as a way of giving people access to our culture heritage. And these are all ingredients putting up together to make it sure that domestic tourism has impact on our life, on our daily life.
Yeah, don't you think it's high time people get to know that tourism is not all about traveling outside the country or anything?
Yes, of course.
You can
That's what I'm saying.
Travel with but a lot of people don't know.
If you travel from Kumasi to Accra to come and witness Homo War Festival, it will be a beautiful thing.
They feel like it is within the country. So
yes, of course. If you are traveling from Accra,
if you go to
I have a friend. He was working at ECG and he was transferred to Kumasi. He said, no, I don't want to go to Kumasi. I don't want to go to Kumasi. I'm saying, my friend, what's the problem? Hey, Kumasi, after I heard that if he doesn't take care, they will bury with the chief. I'm so, and then I will send you to a royal funeral for you to see. So fortunate or unfortunate for him, when Otufu Bugwari, Nyame for the crime, he went to Kumasi. Then we went to the funeral at Menchia. He passed through all the rituals and everything for him to witness the royal funeral burial of a king.
Yeah.
And that time, he said, wow, all these things, I'm almost 40 years, but I don't know anything about it. So it changed the narratives, perceptions, when people have against themselves. And do you know something? The unique thing is that it promotes unity. Domestic tourism promotes unity. Well, when you travel to Volta and you are not Voltarian, you get to understand them better. When you travel to the north and you are not Northerner, you get to understand them better. When you travel to Ashanti and you are not from Ashanti, you get to understand them better. When you travel to the south, either Central, either Greater Accra, you get to understand them better. When you travel to the Eastern region, you get to understand them better. When you travel to Western region, you get to understand them better. All this promotes unity. So domestic tourism is an antidote for promoting unity.
Yes, Nana, sorry to cut you short. You know, in Ghana, because of our diversity, tribal diversity, there are a lot of stereotyping.
Yes, of course.
In the country.
Yes, of course.
So you see, there are misconceptions.
Yes, of course, my brother.
About tribes in the country. But I was in Yendi, and the people in the bus that I went with.
Yes, of course.
Right. And when we got down, it was at dawn. You understand? So where I didn't have a place that I was going. See, the acceptance.
Oh wow.
The show of love
from indigenous people.
Yes, from the people.
That's
from
lovely.
the Northerners, the Dagombes, and
they all dancing together.
It's so amazing
to see you.
Somebody took me around to Yannes Palace and this and that.
Oh wow.
So
preparing to
that must be exciting.
If you haven't traveled before, okay, you misconceive people.
You're all
you have different impression about people.
Yes, of course.
So for me, domestic tourism, if we really need a national cohesion and unity, it is something that we should encourage.
We need to promote.
We need to.
How do we promote it?
We need to promote it.
Promoting unity is not a big thing. Intermarriages is a way of promoting it. Interculture exchange is a way of promoting it.
This brings us to ethnicity. Does it even still exist? You know, they are still families.
You know something? People tend not to give their wars to other tribes to marry. And then this is the social type you need to look at it. And the social setting of the people is much important as a foundation of unity. So if you are not going with this bedrock, you are missing it out.
It all boils down to
you're all Ghanaians.
Stereotypes.
You're all Ghanaians. And then you need to admit that once you are Ghanaian, all these things part of us. You need to appreciate that. You need to appreciate each other. It's something that you need to encourage.
Oh, of course.
I've got mine. I will never go back for another lady.
Oh no.
But now, those who are not yet married, the potential fathers, yet to be fathers, and unborn fathers, and then potential women, you need to bed them together to make sure that at the end of the day, intermarriages also promote unity. Yes. It also promotes unity, and it also bring people together for them to think about national development. Because at the end of the day, if you believe in your country, you believe in yourself. So you need to believe in ourselves first and believe in our country. And then give us an ample time for us to reason up to the occasion and then all the challenges that you are going through. This will help us to navigate around all these challenges.
Of course.
It helps us to stay cool as Ghanaians. And then for God and country, we stay as Ghanaians.
Of course. So now an Ashanti can marry an Everman.
Yes, of course.
Northerner can marry.
Yes, of course.
Wow.
No, I think now it has improved. Previously, it was a taboo.
Yeah.
It was a taboo to bring some tribes home. It was a taboo.
You ask where does it come from?
That's the first thing.
And then the next question is that walking my way.
So I think we are improving, but we need to do more. That is why we are suggesting on this platform that the best way we can do it, or one of the best ways, is to encourage domestic travels.
Yes, of course.
Because lack of knowledge. I mean, some of these things we do it naively. We don't know about the people. We are only considering the stories that we have heard about this group of people.
This tribe, this group of people.
This is who they are.
Exactly.
These things affect. But if you really travel, stay there, interact, engage, and you get to know that, oh, these people, is that how they are?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that is why I'm happy with a certain system where maybe, for instance, teachers, they graduate from school and then the country will post them randomly. You understand? National service randomly. There are some people, when they are posted to some communities to do their national service, they want to go and change it.
Yeah.
They want to go and change it.
Areas.
Do you get it? But people who get there, sometimes they get there and they stay after national service. They get to the destination and
I will
stay.
not cut you short. During the revolution time, the PNDC time.
But you just cut him short.
No. Just a flip. And then he was posted to Tamale.
Okay.
From Accra to Tamale. And then he said, Dada, can you change it for me? And then the father was one of the PND secretaries. Said, Tamale, a very nice place for you to stay.
Wow.
Go there. I will get you there. If you are not going by bus, I will drive you to Tamale for you to go and start your national service.
Yes.
When the kid went to Tamale, he said, Dad, I don't think I'm coming to Accra.
Oh,
Yes,
can you imagine?
It happens a lot.
So
it happens a lot.
It happened to one of the secretaries. So he said, if you are not getting there, I'm getting you there myself by driving you.
Yes.
And then the next morning, board on a bus straight to Tamale.
Yes.
For 2 months, said, I'm sorry,
Yes.
I'm not coming back to Accra.
Do you know what's exciting about this? Sometimes when they take them to such rural areas,
Yeah.
you know, these parents, they don't have money to give, but you see food stuff.
Yeah.
They will provide food stuff.
Yes.
They are so welcoming. They are so hospitable.
Yes.
And then it's promoting.
When was the last time you went to your hometown?
And I will talk about this later.
Yes. So
I don't remember, and then it's not my fault.
Okay.
So we'll talk about
So
it.
I think
our parents
we-
also know to do us good by sending us to our hometown, to the countryside.
Yes.
Not only our hometowns,
But to the countryside
to the
too.
countryside too, for us to love our country.
Yes.
Because this is the only country that we have called Ghana. So our parents also know to do us favor.
Of course.
By sending their kids around the country for us to know what you have, to learn from each other. In doing that, it promotes unity.
But amidst all these positive impacts that we've mentioned about domestic tourism, are there some challenges?
Degradation, pollution. Gather them say, local mining called Galamsey.
Galamsey.
Yeah.
It all spoiling our lands, our water bodies, aquatic system. People need to visit.
And do you think it is due to domestic tourism?
No, people are destroying it. Do you know something? Gather them and sell. Galamsey is something that you need to look at it. Do you know why? Because all the forests, it produces different species of birds. All these forests, because of Galamsey, they are destroying it. So when you talk about aquatic system, they are spoiling our water bodies. There's nothing like flora and fauna for us to go and look at it.
Yeah.
So these are something, and then don't know the chemicals that they are using. It's also going to affect the unborn children.
Nana, for Galamsey, if we say we are talking about it, then
So
we are not even
these are
here
the
today.
challenges for domestic tourism. Because land degradation is part of it, pollution is part of it, Galamsey is part of it.
course.
All these activities, these social
Challenges
vices.
of domestic tourism.
Let me add one to it. There's also a growing concern
Yeah.
that you see as people travel. They travel with diseases. When they get there to the destination, some of them they take the women, and they transfer. If
But
they
you know,
have
this is
other,
a major problem. We didn't even hit on it from the beginning. We are not even looking at it.
yes,
Like, we barely talk about it.
Yes.
But then, Nana, do you know it's a major problem?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
yes, and they get there and transfer.
So what can
some of
authorities
these
do about
diseases.
it?
This is difficult. I mean,
You are not checking people's bed.
you cannot check people's status to see whether they are infected
Advice is
or
that
not.
the local folks need to be aware.
Yes.
Not all people coming from the cities are well living. People are coming with
Of course.
Diseases
bad
and
intentions.
infections, yes.
People are also coming with
diseases
a lot of
and-
diseases. And they must be very careful.
Very
Not only those who are also staying in the cities, those who are also staying in the villages and they wanted to come back to the cities.
cities.
Those who are staying in the cities. On the roadside, nothing is for free unless you get something for yourself, which is very bad.
There's no free lunch.
There's no free lunch and there's no Father Christmas.
Of course,
Yeah.
please, your final remark.
Okay, so I think this has been a very interesting discussion on domestic tourism. I believe that as a country we need to promote our domestic tourism and then learn different cultural identities.
Yeah.
In fact, so that we can desist from the misconceptions and the stereotyping, which may not be true. In fact, if your grandfather fought with my grandfather, it doesn't mean I should fight with you.
Yes, of course.
Do you get it? But we have continuously carried along some of these things, and it is affecting us as a nation. So I believe that the time has come for us to be united. And if we will be united, we have to understand ourselves and understand our social and cultural background. And I believe that traveling to new destinations within the country will give us the opportunity to learn about the people that we live.
Thank you so much, Nana.
Yeah, we need to believe ourselves as Ghanaians.
Yes.
And look into the prospects, into the future.
Yes.
Through domestic tourism, you get to understand better. For the future is bright for Ghanaians. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for honoring our invite. Thank you so much for making this show a success. We hope to see you on different episodes.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you viewers at home, do well to promote domestic tourism. So this is where we bring today's episode to an end. This is Good Morning Tourism right here on CHTV. I am Erica Minta-Ohene. See you on our next episodes. Bye.
This program was sponsored by CH Travel and Tours.